Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Schneid's 15 channel. It's about 7 in the morning here. I'm a little tired, so just give me a break if I mess up here a bit. But anyways, we got a RAV4 in here. It's a 2007. After a lot of research, I found out that the front of the Toyota differentials have a coupler in there, and they have this one big bearing in the front that gets, they're sealed bearings, and they get dirt and stuff coming in underneath this dust shield that's on it, and the seals go bad, bearing wears out, and you get a sound like a really high when you're going down the road. Sounds like a power steering pump that's run dry of fluid. And so I had to buy this one bearing. I would have liked to replace two, but all I could find was one, and it was from a guy on eBay. Cost me $200 for this one bearing and deflector, but anyways, so this right here is what cost me $200. So yeah, we're gonna give you guys the part numbers here, and show you what it is, just in case you can get these bearings from somewhere else. But what I'm told is that you cannot get them. This one's made by NSK. And I'm told that you cannot get it from anywhere else but them. But if you can, here you go. I'll try and get zoomed in on these numbers. Anyways, I can't get the camera to focus on the numbers, they're just too small. I'll just post the numbers in the description. So what I'm hoping I can do is to help save people money in the future. I know you can buy them through GM, but I'm not sure if they're a different bearing, because there's different widths apparently on the 09 and newers. So what you can do, take this bearing number, if GM has them in stock, go in and see if it's the same number, and buy it from GM, because it's a lot cheaper than the $200 I paid for this. And you can get one for a Toyota because it's the same thing, but Toyota will not sell you it. Apparently SKF Bearings makes this, but Toyota will not allow you to sell these. Don't take my word on that, but that's just what I've heard through the grapevine. So anyways, to tear into this thing, what we're gonna do, get your car up on jacks, come under here, we're gonna get the light on it. But what you gotta do, pull out your 4 bolts off of your differential right there, 2 off your hanger bearing in the middle right there, and that drive shaft will flex down in the middle, and then it'll pull off the studs and we can get it down, and then we can get to taking that coupler apart and getting this bearing installed and getting rid of this awful squeal that's happening. Alright, so now with your drive shaft removed, those are 12mm bolts there. You undo those 4, and that'll come loose. You just gotta pry your drive shaft, give it a couple hits, and it'll slide ahead in the splines in your middle, and it'll drop down. What I did was pull the hanger bearing right here, just to get it out of the way. Those are 14mm bolts. There's 2 spacers above it, so remember that. And those are out. Now we have to take right here 12mm. There's 4 of them, and this whole front housing will come off, and we can get to getting in there and replacing the bearing. The bearing goes right in behind here. So we'll get that off and see what we can do. Alright guys, so with my large pry bar right there, I took it and I pried right in here. There's a little nudge right here that you can pry on, and that popped it free. You gotta be very gentle because this is an all aluminum case. So I pried right there and there, and you just keep pulling this ahead here. You can see it's loose, and we'll get this off. Alright, so as you can see in that clip there previously, that when I'm pulling out on that housing there, it's hitting. So when you look in this picture now, around the outside of that coupler housing where those 12mm bolts are that I pulled out, there's the bigger 4 bolts around there. You actually have to pull those, loosen them off, and then you can work around that. That's your differential mount, because there's 2 alignment dowels and the center of the housing hits on those, so you got to pull those
pull those 4 bolts out, the big ones. I believe they're 18 millimeters. Pull those out, and you'll be able to pull that housing off, and it'll slide right off. I didn't realize that, and I didn't film a clip. I'm sorry about that. So once you get those bolts out and pull that housing off, then you can pull that whole coupler outside of the car, and I'll show you what to do next.
Alright, so with those 4 bolts removed from underneath there, the diff went down. I put my pry bar underneath to support it up a little bit after this was out. So now that it's out, it'll look something like that. Gotta flip it over here. And now you just hit this here, and this will pop down and out of the housing, and we can get to this bearing that's up in here. Alright guys, so my camera died there, but anyways, after a bunch of pounding there, it come out. The bearing actually stayed in here. You can see it moved down a bit there, but it stayed in, so that'll just take a couple whacks to come out. You can hear it's a growly old bearing, and that seal is pretty well toast, and that's why. But yeah, we just we'll clean up everything here. We'll get this pounded out of here and get everything cleaned up. Get our new bearing in here. I think it's actually supposed to go on this piece and then go in, but anyways, whatever works. Alright, so with everything cleaned up there, you can take your bearing now and put it in. You want the red side back and the black to the front. You just put it on there, and you can just work around and just tap that on with a small hammer until it bottoms out. Alright, so I got the bearing on there. I just simply brought it down. It spins real nice in there now, nice and tight. Well, not tight, but nice bearing, how it should move. Not that grindy thing like we had before. So now that that's in there, you have to take your wear ring. That's your old one and your new one. Or not wear ring, your guard ring, to help prevent that seal from going bad. And you just got to get that on the edge there, and same thing, just tap it on until it hits. This will bottom out onto the bearing, and you're set to go then. Alright, so we're all cleaned up there. I got gasket maker on it. We're gonna go underneath the car and make sure it's clean. I just got some brake cleaner. I had to run into town quick and get some Canadian Tire crap and use it. So anyways, we're gonna throw this on here shortly and get it all bolted back into place. Alright guys, so we're back in there now. Just make sure you tighten up these 4 bolts right here, right there, those 4 that mount the diff, your 4 here, your 4 there that tighten on your differential cover there on the front, and then in the middle here you got your 2 on your hanger bearing there. Make sure you get those up and the spacers in, and you're ready to go. So hopefully you have a noise-free driving, and hopefully this fixes your problem.
As always guys, thanks for watching, and please give the channel a like and a subscribe. If my videos interest you, please click on my channel and check out my other videos.